All right, welcome back, everybody. You're with us here on Cape Rugby TV. Don't forget, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. Oh, well, you can try and win yourself a case of Score energy drinks a little bit later when we explain to you how to do that with our Spot the Ball, Spot the Team competitions. That all runs on Facebook on a weekly basis. In studio with me, Jerome Paardewater, Alistair Tace, and we're going to be joined by Renzel Botman a little bit later during the course of the show. Durbel was up against Villages last. This coming week, though, Villagers play SK Warmers. SK Warmers getting their first game off the ground, and Durbel taking on Van der Stel. So we've had a bit of a taster on, Alistair, we've had a taster now to see what Van der Stel look like. If we're looking at this game, Durbel and Villagers, they're coming up, or at least this was who did play. But this coming weekend, it's going to be Durbel versus Van der Stel and Villagers versus SK Warmers. We're going to take a look at this, the highlights of this game here, but Villagers are already off to a good start in the season, but they haven't played against SK Warmers yet.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. They have had a good start in the season. They have started both their games well. Even though they won both their games, they struggled a bit in the second half. You know, a game is 80 minutes. But it's SK's first game after a long for the season, you know. Yes, they had a couple of friendlies. It was Ramadan, so they're trying to get in the swing of things. So that's going to be a big one to look out for. Yeah. And then I think
we will take a look at that, but I just want to bring Jerome into the picture quickly. Jerome, similar sort of question. So Durbel, Van der Stel. You just saw the match there, Van der Stel against St. George's. Durbel's also come out already with a good season. They've managed to put some of the bigger points on the board, keep themselves, I think, top of the log at the moment. But now they go to play Van der Stel, which has reportedly got some big names in the team.
Yeah, Van der Stel, I mean, they got a lot of experience there. But I mean, Durbel's season campaign and then we all know Durbel is not a team that give up. And the one thing that will be interesting this weekend is the matchup up front, because if you see what Van der Stel was doing with St. George's, it seems like they try to dominate up front, which Durbel's strong point is also up front. So that will be a good matchup, I think.
All right, folks, let's take a recap then of that match. This was Durbel against Villagers. Right, so there we go, folks. 23-21 result then in injury time for Durbel over Villagers. Villagers was leading, Jerome, most of that game. And then, of course, Durbel climbing back. But looking at that game and comparing it to the St. George's Van der Stel game, and granted, yes, the Durbel Van der Stel game was very, very wet. It was a wet game. It was a slowish game. You mentioned yourself it was going to be the set pieces. But just looking at the two teams there, it looked like a chalk and cheese game that compared to each other.
Yeah, it is, because actually it's the first time that I've seen that Durbel was scrum like that. Villagers did well there, they actually scrummed Durbel. But the level of the game is basically like it was very tight. It's the same like up front. It's like just I saw that one scrum where I thought like it's the first time I see that. But yeah, it was good rugby. It was perfect rugby.
Yeah,
good set pieces. I just think that also Durbel there on the try line, where if you decide you're not going to contest, then you must stop the maul properly. Where Van der Stel Villagers went to score, but even very even game. Yeah.
So, Alistair, similar sort of question for you. Considering they, when we saw Van der Stel playing St. George's, Van der Stel was playing in a wet game, but they also know that St. George's plays quite a running style of rugby. Do we think that the style that Van der Stel plays, when they come up against Durbel, do we think that their style is going to change?
I don't think it's going to change much because they got a good pack of forwards. Yeah. They'll bank on their set piece, but this is going to be the biggest challenge yet in the Super League A. Durbel as a seasoned campaigner in the top 4, not just season campaign in the A League. So they're really going to be challenged up front there. So yeah,
this is the first test.
I think this is the first big test. Yeah.
Van der Stel, all right. Well, welcome to the big leagues.
There we go.
Jerome Paardwater, we're going to say goodbye to you, meneer. Your plans for the weekend?
Yeah, definitely. As we were talking, a lot of club rugby, so definitely be at 1 or 2 games over the weekend. Yes.
Yeah. All right, folks. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away. Renzo Portman joins us next.